All right, guys, welcome in, welcome back. I finally got it going, man. I'm trying to learn the new YouTube streaming thing. I can't get it to work with my restream. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. Hopefully I can figure it out until they take it away. You can see down in the bottom right we have a timer. That's the countdown to the end of Tube as we know it. So we'll just have to see what becomes of that. We'll get into that. Here's that meteor that was caught, that a Dutch caught on his security camera. Here's another version of it coming out of Sedalia, Missouri. And I cannot believe I did not hear this or see this, because I was sitting right by the window getting ready for the show and completely missed it. Last year at this time I was actually filming the meteor shower, but I didn't get to catch it, man. That would have been an awesome footage right there. Anyway, there we go, coming out of Sedalia, Missouri. Great footage. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the news. Meteor shower known for brilliant fireballs to peak on Monday night. Well, that was yesterday, and it come out pretty good. A lot of people got some good footage of it. It'll be going on for days. So check this out right here. This is crazy, man. Doppler radar identifies speech over long distances for search and rescue. This come out on November 6th. Speech is the most important form of communication in our daily lives. At times, our voices can even save us. Whether you're lost in a dense forest or trapped in the wake of a natural disaster, now researchers from California State University, Fresno had developed a way to detect voices even over long distances or through barriers using Doppler radar with deep convolutional neural networks. The signatures produced through the vibrations of the human vocal cords generate unique micro-Doppler signatures. These signatures can be used to classify, recognize different words and letters. Voice sounds are produced by vibrations in the vocal cords, which are stretched in a horizontal direction across the larynx. These vibrations also resonate in the skin of the human neck, as depicted in Figure 1. This is insane. So now they can, get our voices, record our voices with the Doppler radars, even through barriers. You can't hide in the wood, man. This is pure Skynet technology right here. The transmitted wave from a Doppler radar is reflected by human skin, which allows it to be measured and analyzed. For voiceless sounds, micro-Doppler signatures can be produced with electromagnetic waves from the movement of the lips and tongue. One of the researchers established that a radar was able to recognize words and sounds. They use a wooden plank as a barrier to evaluate its through object ability and created 3 measurement scenarios for the study. In the first scenario, the subject spoke with no barrier. The second scenario, the barrier was placed in front of the subject and the radar was closely attached to the final scenario. The barrier remained in place. The radar was placed a greater distance. For each test scenario, the subject performed different musical notes, pronounced each letter of the alphabet 50 times. The Doppler radar was able to capture these sounds as figures below. Man, they were microwaving this guy's face. Man, this guy's probably going to have brain cancer after this. In order to understand the captured images, the researchers used a deep convolutional neural network. Since the DCNNs rely on large data sets to train the parameters of the model, the researchers opted to use the transfer learning. Transfer learning employs an established neural network which has already been trained and tested using other data sets. So after the researchers were able to classify the letters to an accuracy of 99% without a barrier, 96% with the barrier. This is scary stuff right here. These NexRads and Doppler radars are up all over the place. You know, if you think you're going to go off grid and hide, think again. They're going to be resonating your skin and your neck with the Dopplers. Crazy stuff. That's big time news right there. Links in the description. Volcano watch. An intense earthquake swarm is ongoing at the I don't know how to pronounce that, Ostia volcano, Iceland. If it would erupt tomorrow, ash cloud would spread south directly over Europe. Not so long ago, we wrote about an elevated activity of certain volcanoes in Iceland. In the past few days, the earthquake swarm began. Over 700 earthquakes have been recorded in less than a week. So, you know, part of this is the solar minimum, the weak shields. Anytime we get hit with anything, it's going to peak up the activity. But then you have all the ionospheric heater action going on. You know, they're stretching and compressing the ionosphere. All the different kind of radars, ground penetrating radars, the super low frequencies, all this can set off volcanoes and earthquakes. So, you know, it's hard to know if it's a natural event or a planned event. So here we go. YouTube says it can delete your account if you're not commercially viable. I mean, they're getting ready to just screw so many people. The YouTube's new terms of service has users and content creators very worried that the company could delete their account. Now, I've had my first account deleted, and it sucks. When I had the kart racer channel up, you know, I was finally starting to gain ground with that channel, and they just wiped it out. They actually shut my email off, and I couldn't get the email account back. And what they did, they said, hey, here's a tool you can download all your videos. But then they never made a tool to be able to open anything up or re-upload them. So we just, you know, I've already been through this once. So this could be a bad deal. In fact, it will be a bad deal. They're going to ruin all the social media platforms. Just like they did with the MySpace and all the other ones. So, you know, you're going to lose a lot of your favorite content creators because they don't like what they talk about. And everything is really vague, man. It's pretty crazy here. So terminations, you know, basically what they did is they, if YouTube isn't making money off you, the company can delete your account. And that wasn't in the old terms of service. See, they want a complete control over what's going on here. And if they don't like your message, they'll just delete you, and it don't matter to them. So, yeah, this is going to be bad. That's why we got the countdown timer going. And that's for, I put it on Bermuda, you know, because they're at 666 Bermuda. That's where, I mean, that's where their headquarters was. I don't know if it's still there, but. So anyway, we got 27 days and 49 minutes till we see if we still have a channel. Make sure, if you guys like these videos, make sure you check out in the description all our backup stuff. Definitely subscribe to the backup channel. Hell, my backup channel already has a strike from a video from 3 years ago, and I just got the strike, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago for harassment and bullying, and there was no harassment or bullying in the video. We were talking about the Pulse shooting, and yeah. So the other thing, when I tried to go live tonight, it makes you pick if your content is made for kids or not. You know, they're saying this is to protect the kids online, but what it really is so that you cannot change the way the schools are teaching the kids. They don't want them to know about what real clouds are, stuff like that. If you tell them about a chemtrail, you're gone. So just crazy stuff, man. New World Order is here. We also have frozen berries sold at the Aldi's recalled, potentially contaminated with hepatitis A. This came out just a little bit ago. 1 o'clock today. Frozen mixed berries, raspberries sold at Aldi were recalled due to potential contamination with hepatitis A. Kroger recalls some berries over possible hepatitis A. So far, there's been no illnesses associated, the FDA said in a release on October 31st. Hell, that's quite a while back, man. They're just now bringing this out. So it's the season choice raspberries, 12-ounce bags. Best by date June 10th. June 10th. 2021. How the heck they can live that long in the bag? Okay. Illnesses usually occur within 15 to 50 days. Man. This is getting nuts what's going on. On top of all the farmlands that have been destroyed, we also have this sudden oak death spreading fast. California's coastal forests facing devastation. It is the forgotten killer when compared to our increasingly frequent climate calamities. But the pathogen known as sudden oak death remains active and is spreading death so fast it could destroy California's coastal forest ecosystem. How about the microwaves that everything is getting hit by? How about the bunker fuel, the ship tracks, the chemtrails, the GMOs in the food, the Monsanto sprays? So just more bad news. We don't never have good news. It's always bad news. All right, here's some global research. Lithium, a strategic resource. Here's why the U.S. wants to break Bolivia to beyond bits with hybrid war. And I don't think I'm going to get into this thing too heavy. But just for the, we know what lithium is. We know it's to make batteries, cell phones, cars, chemtrails. And this company is pushing out a bunch. I read this earlier, and I can't remember. It was a lot. It was tons of this stuff. Let's see if I can figure out where it is. Oh, yeah. All right, so Bolivia has begun exporting 10 tons of lithium to China as the start of what the country hopes will flourish into a multi-million-dollar partnership with the near future. That's something we should look at, the lithium. Who's selling it? Where's it going? How much are they buying? 10 tons of lithium could modify the atmosphere, 1,000 times over. Something to look into. So we're back down on the fires down in Australia. Climate change didn't cause the bushfires. Climate activism is making it worse. So the so-called experts have been forced to admit climate change isn't the cause of the bushfires, but argues 2 decades of climate change activism is making them worse. If you are inclined to believe the activists, what's your explanation for all the bushfire catastrophes of the past 100 years, starting with the Black Thursday bushfire in Victoria back in 1851? Hold on, I gotta get a drink of my tea here. What's happening is these green activists are not letting them do forest management. Same thing in California. And then it leads to, everything just laying on the ground, man. It's just kindling. And then you add the thermite chemtrails on top of it. It's just a big catastrophe. Now here's an article coming out of the MSLSB too. The Barnaby Joyce says sun's magnetic fields cause bushfires, science says. So there's kind of an argument here. Joyce claimed that changes to the sun's magnetic fields were linked to the bushfires burning out of control, have been rubbished by climate scientists. The former deputy prime minister told Sky News he accepted that the climate crisis was making Australia hotter and drier, but the national members of New England said other factors, including changes to the magnetic fields, were also to blame. There are a range of things that can affect the climate on a global scale. You should be part of it and acknowledge it and would have an effect. And I acknowledge there are other issues as well. There's just the oscillation of the seasons. There's a chain in the magnetic field of the sun. So the climate people say that this is ludicrous and grossly ill-informed. So they don't think the sun has anything to do with the climate, man. Are they serious? These are supposed to be the experts? Man, we are living in the Matrix. Just crazy stuff, man. So now they have arrested a 9-year-old in an arson attack with a blowtorch as others defy fire ban. Police have caught a 9-year-old boy today who deliberately lit a small grass fire using a gas blowtorch in a town south of Sydney. Remember, they said the military set off some fires with the, practice rounds and stuff. You're getting everything but the truth. So is this one updated? Yeah, okay. So right now we have 60 fires still burning. More than 50 homes were lost just yesterday, 200 since Friday. 2,000 firefighters battled the 70 blazes through the night. 17 fires are still burning and at active level. More than 1 million hectares consumed. I mean, this is a massive fire. It's been burning for months. I mean, I went back on the worldview map. They had plenty of chances to get this out. Now it's just grown into a beast. Trillions of homes destroyed. They could have put the fires out. They never used the weather warfare for good. All right, so they're also getting ready to deploy the army to help put out the blaze. That was 4 hours ago. So pretty crazy, man. They had to evacuate a prison. They had to move all the prisoners. In California, they had the prisoners out there fighting the fire. All right, let's go ahead and get through some of this. We got everybody, all these things, people talking about breaking the 108-year-old record lows all over the place. Is that the Monopoly Man's brother? Looks like it. All right. Israel has submarines armed with weapons that could kill millions of people. Interesting. I don't even know where that, or Yahoo. Yeah, I'm not going to go with Yahoo News. And if you didn't know, it's warmer in Alaska than it is in Alabama today. The countdown clock is for the end of YouTube. December 10th, they're going to start blasting, cutting channels. Who knows how many they're going to cut. And it's even the listeners. If you read through the article, they can even delete people listening who's not making videos, man. It's going to be like the YouTube apocalypse. So we're just putting a countdown timer on it, and we'll see if we're still around when that timer clock goes down, or how long we last. We may not last. We'll just have to see. All right, so the U.S. Air Force chooses Kuwait as location for new space quadrant. United States Air Force approved Barking Sands Pacific Missile Range as a preferred alternate for the Air National Guard Space Control Squadron. The Hawaii Air National Guard was one of the first units to respond to the Kauai following the April 2018 flood. You know, they just take over whatever islands they want. You know, if you look on Google Earth at the Atoll Islands, man, they look like pretty cool islands, and they just devastated them with nuclear blasts. It's ridiculous. All right, so some madman in China attacks a kindergarten with liquid chemicals. 51 students, 3 teachers injured. The man Kong, his name was Kong, was arrested by police within an hour of the attack. 2 of the students injured were considered serious but not life-threatening. The man used sodium hydroxide, a caustic soda used in manufacturing. Exposure to the substance can burn the skin and eyes, cause allergic reaction, and can even melt away their hair. But China's banned the guns. Yeah, you can't protect yourself. You know, they've had all kinds of knife attacks. That's why it's so important to be able to have your right to protect yourself. Some madman like this Kong guy comes in, you got to be able to protect yourself. Oh, okay. I mean, you know what? I didn't even load the maps. I'm still on yesterday. All right, hold on. This is going to be a little setback here. I did not load the worldview map. Well, I do have these up, though. All right, let's go ahead and... I was looking at this stuff when we were doing the health conference call. If you guys want some all-natural way to help your health a little bit, go and listen to the video over on the backup channel that we did about an hour ago. It'll help you feel better. Has me. All right, so we got mass aerosols still being deployed over the West Coast. Haven't checked the bunker fuel yet, but we will. So check it out. Super spraying. Wow, look at these just pop up on there. So let me look at the timestamp. Did they go that fast? So the timestamp 17:01:19 UTC, 17:06, 18:46. Man, they're skipping a bunch of time. Wow. They've hid. They hit an hour a time. So you go with just the one aerosol right there, and then an hour. Look, you got all these guys coming in here, blasting heavy liners. All fabricated clouds over California, big time. Still spraying through the night. Let's open this up a little bigger. Let's go ahead and just check out the whole United States. We'll zoom in on any of the heavy duty aerosols being deployed. Yeah, it looks bad. California was wiped out, bombarded, waxed. Complete whiteout. All right, let's see what we got here. You got aerosols out here in the Atlantic off the coast of Florida, and then right over the central part of Florida. So they're definitely hitting down there. In fact, they're hitting all out ahead of this, headed for Europe. Crazy, they're still seeding the backside of that cold front. Wow, the spraying operation in California is massive. That's like the one that's been going on over Washington and Oregon. Look, it's cleared up. In Washington, I can't really tell. It looks like Oregon's getting some leftovers there. Let me go back and check the ship tracks. We'll see what kind of bunker fuel operations are going on out here. Yeah, it looks like Southern Oregon probably got some spraying here. We'll be able to tell with this view. Oh yeah, Southern Oregon. Actually, Washington got hit too. Here they come. So they're getting ready to get blasted. And then you even are spraying out here in the little low pressure system that's out here. There's tons of straggler sprayers. And we'll have to look. Are they stealing the moisture or are they seeding it? That's the question. We'll have to try to figure out. My guess is they're using a rain retardant. They don't want it to rain yet. But we'll look. So yeah, you got tons of aerosols all the way up into BC. We turn the enhancement off here and then we'll put it on the microphysics, see if we can see any kind of bunker fuel operations. Oh, yep, they're still there. So we got tons of low-level bunker fuel operations. Oh, there was a video out today. Somebody filmed 3 of the bunker fuel ships just parked out there. Can't remember who sent that. Maybe Radical Ralph sent that to me. Somebody did. I don't remember who it was. So yeah, look, they've actually moved the heavier sprays up. They're underneath the cloud deck of the fake clouds, producing more clouds. And you can see all the, whoa, what's this? Look at that, man. We got one frame that's just freaked out right here at 1846. Let's go look at that on the RAM slider, see if I got this going. And of course it won't load. Can I move it one frame at a time? Yeah, we'll see how close we can zoom. That's as far as I can zoom in. Man, this is really some clear footage. I know we could get closer if they'd let us, but we would be able to see too much. All right, let me back this out to where I can see it, and then try to find the frame where it's nighttime so we can see the bunker fuel. Might be quicker if I all right, hold on, let me just click reload. That might help. Yeah, I do need to figure out how to do the email thing where when I do a video it goes out to everybody. I'm working on the website thing, trying to figure out how much that'll be for the website, space and all that crap. Hopefully I can get it done in time. Oh man, it's not really showing it. What the heck? Wow, it's not showing on that. All right, well, I'm just going to get out of that one. Let's go ahead and just check out the worldview map here. Let's go ahead and put the fire anomalies on here. And then we're going to add the 3.7 microns. That's what pulls out the bunker fuel. The cloud effective radius. Yeah, it's such a mess out here. You can't really pick it up, but let me just kind of look around. See if I spot any other kind of deployments. Yeah, I'm not really seeing nothing yet, so let me just kind of go down. You got a few ships down here off of Argentina, Chile. Let's go up and look in the Atlantic. All right, they're just not pulling out. So the only one that's actually showing it is on the Ghost 17. Yeah, they got a massive bunker fuel operation right underneath that red cloud. And then I can't even see if it's going today. So I don't know if they've turned the bunker fuel off or not. I can't tell. I won't know till tomorrow. We could clearly see them earlier today. They're all right here. And I don't think it'll help to zoom in, but we could try. Yeah, it's got to be farther out. Man, it's got to be regional. We'll try that one. I don't know if it's going to help us or not. Yeah, it's pretty cold out there. It's going to be short-lived, though. I mean, it's going to warm up here a little bit in a couple days. You know, that's what happens when you're screwing with the jet streams, when you're screwing with the atmospheric rivers. You got like 50 tic-tac-toe boards down there with the bunker fuel operations. Looks like a lot of them are heading northwest, and you got a lot of them heading right towards the coast, and then a whole bunch of them heading almost straight north. And you got the dark blue lines, which is the aerosols up in the sky. So just a toxic mess out here. Yeah, see, they got it so messed up I can't see what's underneath that cloud layer. All right. Let's just go see what we can spot. Look at that. You see the shadows of the aerosols being deployed. So you got some high spraying going on right there. Boy, that's some nasty looking colored clouds. Just got to wait on it to load. All targeted aerosols. Yeah, it's too bad I didn't get this thing loaded before the show. Got wrapped up in the health call thing, so we'll get through it here. So what is that? So we got this weird. Let me let that clear up, man. What is this thing? I'm trying to figure out what that is. That is really odd. Hey, thanks out there, Wake Up. Hey, that's freaky looking there. #1 fan. Hey, we'll take that. That must be the new super chat sticker things. Thanks. Haven't seen one of them yet, so thanks for popping that out there. So just a weird cloud right there. Yeah, so you do got heavy aerosols over California, most of Oregon, and the Washington sprays are coming in tonight. They're actually right off the coast. Wave after wave of chemical skies. All right, just kind of looking here. Yeah, it's going to probably take too long. Yep, you got aerosols being deployed over Houston, Austin, Texas. Going actually all the way across Texas. Still got the fires going in Arizona. One in New Mexico. Hard to see anything going on up in the north just because they got it so whited out. Can't really tell if that's aerosols or like snow bands. Look at the frequencies in that. If you have a headache and you're in the Minnesota, South Dakota area, they're definitely sending some frequencies your way. Hey, thanks. That's cool too. Looks like we got a little hot spot there in Tennessee. And we got aerosols being deployed out here in the Gulf of Mexico, part of Florida, going on out. So all they're gonna send all this stuff to the UK. All this is gonna end up here. We'll see these spraying operations advance across the Atlantic Ocean out ahead of all this. And Ireland and all them. Remember we had the waves coming in here? Like the wave machine was turned on. We'll check the earth null here in a minute. So you got the chem fog here over Ukraine, Poland. Greece is getting a new spraying operation. We got more of the frequency clouds. Look at that. Look at that. It's in a square. Microwaves in a square. We have more chemtrails over the desert. I'd like to see a meteorologist explain how they're spraying the chemtrails over the desert where there's no humidity. More microwaves. So it looks like the weather generator, I don't know if they're still online, but you got aerosols here in Saudi Arabia conjuring up the storms. Actually, it's kind of cleared up over in this whole area right now. So not a lot of complete whiteouts. Let's go ahead and go down here and check Australia. Look at all them fires. Oh, they're moving up the coast now. Look, the eyeball's still there. Now they got winds that are, they said they were strange winds. And they're changing directions. And they don't know what to think. So these fires could start burning back the other way. Look, there's hardly any green left down here. I mean, it's just, look, they're still dropping the big fat liners. Let's check the layers here. sad stuff going on where they're burning all these areas up. They should have the technology. They could use sound waves to put the fires out. So earlier in the day, man, it was really bad, it looks like. Look at how the wind has changed direction. So you got the winds blowing straight out. This was kind of blowing down. And when you click, so you got morning, noon, and then night. So look at how the fire has shifted almost straight south. Now they're slowly going back north. Because remember, all this smoke was going down to New Zealand. Now it's going up over here to Vanuatu and all these little island chains. Not seeing any kind of bunker fuel operations down here. I mean, we've seen them down here many a times. Hey, thanks out there. Wake up. Yeah, game over. We're getting there. We got a spraying operation over New Zealand. It's not over Christchurch this time. It's actually north and then in the southern part. Usually they target the Christchurch area. I don't know why, but that seems to be a big time weather target. Whoa, we got a weird thing there, and then we got this square cloud. It's not really a square cloud, it's a square formation of a cloud. And just a super thick aerosol. You can see to the other aerosol, it's real thin. That's just a massive thick one. Wow, how it definitely changed. Oh, yeah, they had a heavy spraying operation. Southern New Zealand. And whatever they sprayed, it's eating away that cloud. So that's pretty strange right there. It looks like that conjured up storm. I think that's north of Guam. I can't tell because the stupid black thing's in the way. Nope, Guam's right there. So they still have this fabricated storm out here with no name. Let me see if they got anything on this yet. Oh, yeah. Look at it now. Look, it's a tropical storm now. Tropical storm Finching. Let's go ahead and check the mimic. See, I've been wondering. That thing's been sitting there for like 3-4 days over the atoll islands where all the nuclear bomb drops have been, all the nuclear testing. This is like a radioactive storm right here. All right, so here we are looking at the rivers of the sky, the atmospheric river. We're looking at the mimic map. The Mort microwave imagery is what it's doing. It's showing you the rivers of the sky with microwaves. We had a weird, glitch in it yesterday, which it started pushing the atmospheric river away. Look, it's going right back in. And they're blowing the atmospheric, the moisture off the coast. So when you look at this, California should be getting rain, but it's being blown back off. Like they're in complete control of this atmospheric river over the Pacific. And we'll see what they're doing down here where the fire zone is. Look, an atmospheric river went right over the fire zone, but it didn't rain. It went right over it. Look, here's another wave coming right towards the fires. All they'd have to do is shoot up a couple of sulfur dioxide rockets into that moisture right there, and boom, you got some rain. Put the fires out. Yeah, it looks like they're pushing it down even in the Atlantic. Let's go check the Earth null and see what's going on with this thing. All right, first thing we're going to do is check the polar winds. Look, it's gone. It is almost completely gone, pretty much gone. We fast forwarded a day. Look at that. It's going to be gone. Or is it going to tighten up? Pretty soon there's going to be like just no winds. And it's really getting there. And what that means is all the polar winds, see, they're starting to pick up, starting to ramp up, are going to be over the Arctic. Then we could see an event like we did last year with the polar vortex split. That's when they can bring the super cold Arctic air down and park it. See, like when you look at the winds up this high, up in the troposphere, all the atmospheric river, in fact, I can put it on here, should be going right into to California. Hey, thanks out there. Wake up, man. You're on a roll tonight. So, yeah, they should be getting rain, but they're not. They have it stopped. All right, one thing I want to check is the temperatures. Look, the heating event is spread out. Now it's not only over South America. It's, we take the winds off. See, this is the intentional heating of the ionosphere. This has nothing to do with the solar wind. This has been an ongoing compression event. It's like they're heating it down here to push all the winds up and get them up to the north. Hey, thanks out there. I can't even keep up there. Wake up. Getting to see all the new super chat little GIF files or whatever they are. All right, let me drop this down to the jet stream. Put it back on the winds. Make sure I'm on now. So look, here's a little low pressure right here. The bunker fuel's right here. Remember when I told you that they're going to merge the jet stream? Looks like they're getting closer to it. Let's fast forward, see if we got a couple days. Man, look at the trough right here gets blowed up over California in a matter of a day. So this is probably when they're going to merge. What day is this? This will be on the 15th. You just got a huge trough out here. That should bring in some of the rain. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? This thing could change. Let me go ahead and put this on the surface temperatures. So right now, let's go see what the temperature is right in the north. So we're looking at minus 8.8, minus 8 degrees. Let's see what it is. Down here it's minus 30.8. $14 degrees. So yeah, we're not being hit with the super duper cold yet. They'll work on it. Let's see if I can fast forward that up. That's all. I can only go up a little bit, so we can see the The super cold is going to be kind of stuck over there in the northeast and a little dip down there around Colorado. So it's going to move out pretty fast. So you get through this little cold wave right here. It's going to move out pretty quick. What's the temperatures in the green? We're looking at 40-degree temperatures at the surface. I can only go up a few days. Ah, look at this wave machine. Where did that come from? Let me back it up a day. So that thing just pops up. They conjured this thing up right below the Aleutian Island chain. Let me see what's there with the cloud. Hey, thanks out there, Bamboo. Thanks out there, Cynthia. Much love out there. Thanks. That'll help us in trying to get this website going. Yeah, so we got this little spinning action. Where was that yesterday? Right there. So it didn't move a whole lot. So what are we looking at wave-wise? We're looking at 40-foot waves. And then we're looking at 41-foot, almost 42-foot waves. And it's getting bigger. Where's this going? So that'll be something to watch, you know. You think there's any bunker fuel ships in that? Maybe a couple of them will sink. All right, so we're looking at the CO2 partial pressure. Just kind of want to document that. Then we're looking at the sea air CO2 flux density, about the same. So the sea air CO2 looks like, you know, you got huge amounts at the equator. And then up here where they're doing the purpose heating over the Bering Sea. Well, it's not, the air quality is definitely not getting any better over here in California. In fact, it may be a little bit worse. Going right up into the BC area. We're looking at the carbon monoxide at the surface. I want to go kind of look over where the volcano went off and the quakes and stuff. Okay. Yeah, so you got horrible air quality right on the edge of the coast. Look, it's way up there on the carbon dioxide. Yeah, just get through this next day or two of this super cold. Keep the pets inside, whatever we got to do to keep them warm. So this storm here is full of particulates. You know, surprisingly, let me make sure I'm on now. There's not a whole lot of particulate matter coming off these fires down here. What did it look like on the... That's pretty weird. There's not more particulates coming out of that. All right, don't have any space weather going on. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call this a show tonight. I want to thank everybody that comes in here, shares, helps us out, getting the information out. Make sure you guys subscribe to all the backup channels. Thanks out there, Wake Up, for all the cool little icons you sent out there, the super chat. And we'll just keep on watching the timer click away and see if we make it through the YouTube death spiral. Anyway, guys, smash the like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to all the backup stuff, even if you don't have them. If you don't have like the D Lives or the Discord or the Brighton or the BitChute, bookmark it. Then you will have it. That way, if we disappear, you know where you can find me. Hey, thanks out there, Ira. Anyway, guys, armor up. God bless. The New World Order's ramping it up. And we'll see how this goes. Anyway, guys, let's play a song called Rise. Then we'll play the fight song. Then we'll play the victory song. Anyway, heads up, everybody out there on the East Coast. Wear a mask if you got to go outside. Get you a respirator. Keep your lungs clear. Maybe do some iodine drops. And check out the health store here. Here, I can give you the health store. Here, give me a second to pull that up. If it'll let me. It might not let me. It's like my browser froze up. Uh-oh. The browser froze up. Wow, that's weird. The whole browser froze up. I don't even know. It's still streaming, but my whole screen froze. Like, I can't turn the broadcaster off. I can't change the page. That's great. Uh-oh. Google Chrome is not responding. We'll let that see if I can catch up. Here, I'll go ahead and see if I can change this. Anyway, guys, I'll show you later. Much love out there. Here we go. Let me see if I can get the scenes to change. It must have been something I said. Look, we're almost exactly at 27 days, 0 hours.